Who are you? The pioneer women were wives, mothers, or other single women with motives for seeking homesteads, husbands, or other opportunities. Before heading west, the women spent most of their time doing nothing but visiting, needlework, and on occasion they would garden flowers. While on the trail, they shared the danger in the work of settling in the West with the men. The pioneer women not only helped shape the future of the West, but they earned status for themselves and other women throughout the United States. While on this travel, they'd find out how strong women could really be.
My name is Helen Carpenter, and times on the trail were hard and rough. All we could afford was bread, bacon, and rice for food. I had to raise my children and cook.
It took them 4 to 6 months to travel west. It took them 2,020 miles per wagon. At first they thought if they moved west, nothing would change, but that was only their thoughts. Once they moved west, they started to rebel of what they were told to be. Instead of acting like ladies, they became independent. They had better opportunities moving west than north. Females were allowed to establish businesses and gain voting rights in 1869. Not only gained more power, they also were moved up in society. They no longer be treated as a second-class citizen. They be treated equally throughout the United States.
On the Oregon Trail, there are many problems and hardships people faced. Death was a huge problem. There are many diseases spreading that cause death, like cholera, diphtheria, measles, and many more. During the time, they didn't have much medicine or cures for the diseases, so there wasn't much to do about it. Other than diseases, there were a lot of accidents on the trail. When crossing a river, someone might drown, someone might get injured, they might run out of food, and much more.
Even though you guys are sick, we still have to move west. Let's go. Come on.
Every woman had a story to tell after the journey, like Biddy Madison. She was a slave, and her owner tried to take her from California to Texas because California was a free state. Biddy sued her owner and ended up winning her freedom. Then she moved to Los Angeles, where she was a strong leader and a well-known pioneer.
Being a slave is hard, not knowing that there's bounty hunters trying to capture you, and knowing it's your last day of freedom.
Journey west changed pioneer women. The hardships of the trail brought out strengths and abilities they didn't know they possessed in. Wherever they settled, schools, churches, libraries, literary societies, and charitable groups soon blossomed. Annie Bidwell left behind a remarkable legacy. When Annie married John Bidwell, she moved to his ranch in now is the town of Chico, California. There she taught sewing to local Indian women and helped their children learn to read and write English. Annie convinced John to give up drinking. He closed the tavern that had been part of his home and encouraged the building of Chico's first church. Annie was active in other causes as well, including the movement to give women a right that had long been denied them in the East, the right to vote. Wyoming Territory led the way by granting women the right to vote in 1869. By 1900, a full 20 years before women across the nation would win the right to vote, women were voting in the 4 western states. The freedom and sense of equality enjoyed by women in the West helped pave the way for more equal treatment of women throughout the United States. This was perhaps the greatest legacy of the women pioneers.